Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परिहंसक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर सिद्ध श्रीमद अभय शरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शीला प्रभुपाद की, इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य शीला प्रभुपाद की. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So welcome to the morning Bhagavatam class. So we are continuing reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 17, The Victory of Hiranyaksha. So today's verse is 16. Yeah. Tau adi daityam sahasa Vyajamanatma paurushau Avruddhate sma sarena Kayena dripati iva Tau adi daityau sahasa Vyajamanatma paurushau Vavruddhate sma sarena Kayena dripati iva Tau adi daityau sahasa Vyajamanatma paurushau Vavruddhate sma sarena Kayena dripati iva. Manatma paurushau Vavruddhate sma sarena Kayena dripati iva. Tau adi daityau sahasa Vyajayamatma paurushau Kayena dripati iva. Anyone would like? Tau adi daityau sahasa Yajamanatma paurushau Vavradate sma sarena Kayena dripati iva. Okay, so what meaning? Tau, those two, adi daityau, demons in the beginning of creation. Sahasa, quickly. Vyajamana, being manifest. Atma, own. Paurushau, prowess. Vavruddhate, grew. Asma sarena, steel like. Kayena, with bodily frames. Adripati, to great mountains, Iva, like. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please repeat the translation with me. These two demons who appeared in ancient times soon began to exhibit uncommon bodily features. They had steel-like frames which began to grow just like to great mountains. Purport. There are two classes of men in the world. One is called the demon and the other is called demigod. The demigod concern themselves with the spiritual upliftment of human society, whereas the demons are concerned with the physical and material upliftment. The two demons born of Diti began to make their bodies as strong as iron frames, and they were so tall that they seemed to touch the outer space. They were decorated with valuable ornaments, and they thought that this was success in life. Originally, it was planned that Jaya and Vijaya, the two doorkeepers of the Vaikunta, were to take birth in the material world, where, by the curse of sages, they were to play the part of always being angry with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As demonic persons, they become so angry that they were not concerned with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but simply with the physical comforts and physical upliftment. Let's read Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna. So today's verse we are reading text 16. So this is the chapter 17. So till few weeks back we were reading chapter 16 where four Kumaras were cursing Jai Vijaya and then Vishnu came and Vishnu pacified. And now we are reading this. Now the actual thing, after curse, now they started coming to the material world to take birth as the demons. So this is so if you see the conversation, I think the last week Rajnath Prabhu also explained very nicely about the conversation happening between various people as throughout the Bhagavatam. So initially it started with sages in Naimisharanya, where Suta Goswami was reciting Bhagavatam to the sages assembled in Naimisharanya. Then as part of the discussion, then Sukadeva Goswami speaking to Parikshit. Then Maitreya Muni and Vidura, the conversation was happening. And when they are speaking, we started reading the pastimes of Jaya Vijaya, where four Kumaras were glorifying Vishnu and Vishnu was praising Brahmanas. So that pastime was completed. Then the Brahma was telling demigods because demigods approached Brahma to understand why the material world is completely dark. So the Brahma was telling all the pastimes about the Jai Vijaya and four Kumaras cursing Jai Vijaya, all those things. After that, the Brahma told that it's only the God's will. Everything is happening as per the God's plan, Supreme Lord's will and plan. So he can't do anything. Now the conversation is coming back to Vidura and Maitreya. And Maitreya Muni is explaining all these situations currently. So if you see the last two topics, last two chapters, 16th and 17th, we can see the examples of Vaikuntha, and now in this chapter we can see the examples of material world. These two chapters give an idea how the Vaikuntha planet is look like and how the material world is like. So in the Vaikuntha planet, where initially the Jaya Vijaya, four Kumaras were cursing Jaya Vijaya, later when Vishnu arrived, everything was pleasant. Vishnu was glorifying Brahmanas, and sages, the four Kumaras, when they got the smell from the dust of the lotus feet mixed with the tulsi leaf, when it touched their nostrils, they became devotees. So this is all happening in Vaikuntha, right? And they are praising each other. The four Kumaras were glorifying Vishnu, and Vishnu is praising. So it's all very pleasant, positive, right? But when it comes to the material world, as soon as the Jaya Vijaya entered into the womb of Diti, what happened? Material world became completely dark. And as he is going to take the birth, when he is taking birth in this material world, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, yesterday Mataji was explaining the inauspicious things happening. Like all the big fire is happening. Some of the, I think I have noted down. Earthquakes, like so many earthquakes was happening, and a complete fire was there, and some of the inauspicious planets were bright. So many inauspicious things were happening. So this is the contrast between the Vaikuntha planet and material world, right? So now once Jaya Vijaya came down, now all these things like inauspicious things were happening. Now let's discuss few things about auspicious and inauspiciousness. How? So Vaikuntha planet is full of auspiciousness, whereas material planet, if we see, material world is full of miseries. We say Dukhalayam and Ashashvatam. These are in the Bhagavad Gita it is mentioned. This material world is Dukhalayam and Ashashvatam. Now, how can we bring, is there any possibility to bring auspiciousness in the material world? Yes, there are some examples from scriptures we can take. One is, I was reading the book, Gauranga book, written by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. As part of our Sunday school kids, we were reading that book for the high school kids, 12 to 14 age. So the Gauranga book, it contains pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's like similar to Krishna book, where we have all the pastimes from Krishna. So the Gauranga book is there, where we are reading to the kids the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking birth in Navadvip, that day it was lunar eclipse. In general, any eclipse considered to be inauspicious, right? So particularly if I see in our South India, we in temples also during the time of lunar eclipse or solar eclipse, they close temples. They don't perform any activities in the temple. And after lunar eclipse is finished, they do all the purification process. So it's all considered as a inauspicious thing. And as per our Vedic system, most of the people go to the sacred rivers and they chant holy names, right? So the same thing happened when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taking birth in the Navadvipa. So all the people in the Navadvipa, they went to Ganges because it's a lunar eclipse is happening. So, and some people started chanting Govinda, some people started chanting Hare Krishna, some people started chanting Hari Bol. So everybody is chanting Harinam. So, and even some of the people in the local Muslim people, they are making fun of those guys. So why these people are chanting like this? But still, they also started chanting the Harinam. So it's all like, though it is a lunar eclipse, it's inauspicious as per the tradition, but people are chanting Harinam. Then Srivasa Thakur was thinking, see, the lunar eclipse is considered to be inauspicious, but everyone is chanting Harinam. That is making the environment, complete Navadvipa, auspicious. So, though in the material condition, it's inauspicious, we can make it auspicious by chanting the holy name. So, another example we can see from Bhagavad Gita, in the first chapter, where Arjuna and Krishna were in the battlefield. They were ready to start the battle. But when Arjuna asked Krishna to bring the chariot in front of between the two armies. If you see there are one verse where it was explaining all there are multiple verses explaining their weapons and all the conch shells, everything. So one of the verse, like the 120th verse in first chapter, it was mentioning Arjuna's chariot is having the flag of Hanuman. Right? So Hanuman was there with Lord Rama when he was fighting with Ravana. So that is one auspicious thing. So same Hanuman is available in Arjuna's flag. And Arjuna's master, Hanuman's master is Lord Ram. Lord Ram is again Krishna. Same. Krishna, Lord, both are same, right? So same Ram, Krishna is here, who is Rama. Now, wherever Rama is there, his consort, these are all Prabhupada mentioned in the purport. Wherever Rama is there, his consort Sita will be there. So Mother Sita is goddess of fortune. Right? So, though battlefield is there where people are trying to kill each other, but the auspiciousness there with Arjuna, because Hanuman is there, Krishna, who is Rama as well, and whenever Rama is there, Mother Sita, the goddess of fortune, will be there. So, all these considered to be auspicious. So, we can make the inauspicious to become, we can convert it into auspiciousness with our devotion. This is what I would like to highlight. Now, when we are coming to the today's verse, the three important points we can take from this verse. First thing is the material world is classified into two parts. In the purport also it is mentioned. One is called demon, other one is called demigod. So even we don't take the literal meaning of the demigod. So demigod is like saintly, godly people in material. We can understand from the understanding point of view. We can say godly people, divine people. So, and the other one is demonic. Demonic people means it's not like the way we see in our movies or TV, in the television, where demon means he will have a white horn, black face, and very big body. Don't assume like that. Okay. So in this material world, demons are there. How we are differentiating the demons and divine? Based on the qualities they exhibit. It's not based on the physical appearance. It's based on the qualities they exhibit. Like in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, we have a chapter called Divine and Demonic. Right? So, if you see that chapter, there are 24 verses. And only first 3 verses, they are talking about the divine qualities. And rest of the 21 verses, they are talking about demonic qualities, nature of the demonic persons, what will be their destination. See the importance given to. So, in the Kali Yuga, Krishna knows that in the Kali Yuga, most of the people are demonic, based on their qualities. What are the qualities demonic people exhibit? Like anger and pride, arrogance, harshness, not being truthful, not having cleanliness. These are all considered as demonic qualities. So we can understand. Right? So based on this, it's not based on the physical appearance, we are talking it as a demon. It's based on the qualities we exhibit, qualities we possess. Based on that, we are making it as a divine and demonic. Now, the second aspect of the purport Prabhupada mentioned is, they are maintaining they are getting the energy, the power, like steel frames. The Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, their bodies are becoming so strong and they are getting so much power, energy day by day, strength day by day, so that they can control the universe. That is and they don't need to take shelter of any other person. They can take care of that was their pride. And the third point, one more point it was mentioned, decorating their bodies. Now, these are the three things, some of the 3 things which the demons in the Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, they are doing. Now we can think about this. Is it only specific to demons and the Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu? If you see the current material world, many people are possessing these qualities, right? Like we follow the disciplic succession from the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have in the Bhagavad Gita, right? Disciplic succession in the devotional path. Same thing, there is a big disciplic succession from Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu to the material world. So there are many people who are following the path of Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. Just if you go out of this temple, when you, particularly in the morning 6:37, when you cross the road, there is a gym right across the above the convenience stores, on the first floor of the convenience store, where if you see, many people will be coming and coming in the very luxurious cars like Porsche car, BMW, Mercedes and Tesla, whatever, and they'll be parking and they go to the gym and they do all sort of fitness work, equipment, doing exercise and all. What is their motive? They know they are coming right in front of the temple, but their motive is to go to the gym, not to the temple. We don't see any one of them coming to the temple, right? So that is one example we can see right in front of our eyes. That they are coming to the parking and they are doing all the fitness work, but they don't come to the temple. Same thing. Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, they are always maintaining the body, trying to get more and more energy so that they can conquer entire universe. And the next one is decorating the bodies. Same thing. We are also, material people are full of having the same quality. And if you see some of in every corner and every suburb, every street, we see yoga centers. What is the actual objective of yoga? Connecting to Lord. It will connect us to God. But what is happening in the current world? The focus of yoga, what is happening? It's a fitness, and they do some yoga exercise to keep the focus on meditation. But ultimate aim is not to reach God. So all these qualities, whatever Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu exhibited, we are seeing in our day-to-day life. So demons are not somewhere. It is there within our society. So how all these qualities, so these people are in the material world also, these people are not surrendering to the Lord, right? So what we call these people, what can we name them, and why they are doing like this? We can go through one verse from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse number 15. Namam duskritino muda prapajyante naradama mayaya apatajnana asram bhavam ashrita. So there are 4 kind of people who doesn't surrender unto Supreme Lord. Those are, first one, duskritino. Namam duskritino muda. Okay, so these are miscreants. Those are who are not lawful and grossly foolish, right? And the lowest among mankind. So is the lowest in the human form, and whose knowledge is stolen by illusion. So these are the 4 people who doesn't surrender unto Supreme Lord. So these people, we can see all the demonic people we can categorize in this our society. We can put it in these 4 classes, right? So these are the 4 people. Now, in our society also, if you see, there are many people who are like big doctors, scientists, businessmen, sports person, and they are celebrities, right? We try to appreciate their work done whatever work they have done. But are the people all are surrendering to Lord? They named as big celebrities, big doctors, scientists, philosophers, but not everybody is surrendering to the Lord, right? Why? So in the Bhagavad Gita it was mentioned clearly, whatever the so-called scientists, doctors, sports person, who are all celebrities, they are not real, or political leaders, they are not the real people. Who are the actual people? It was mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, like Brahma, Shiva, and all the sages, Vyasadeva, and many other sages like kings, Janaka, and like if you see the Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, these are the actual leaders of the society. What was their objective? They wanted to bring them everyone, not only for themselves, individual, for their own purpose, but they wanted to everyone to bring everyone into the devotional path, spiritual path. They are trying to bring everyone. That is the actual position. They are the real leaders. They are real celebrities. They are real, whatever positions we are seeing in the so-called material, they are actually, because they are working towards bringing everyone into the spiritual path, the devotional path. What these other people, the so-called material people, they are trying to get money, they are trying to get fame, they are trying to get name. Though they are doing some work, but they are not into the devotional. Ultimate aim is their own gratification, their own sense gratification. So they are not the actual leaders. They are posing themselves as a great leaders, but actual who are, as per our scriptures, these are the real leaders who bring everyone into the path of devotion. Now, I have got some of the examples, which activities which we do, and we try to see them in terms of both the devotional way as well as a materialistic way. Now, Hiranyakashipu did so much tapasya, and finally, when Brahma came, what did he ask? Immortality. He doesn't want to die, right? So that was, though Brahma, I said, it's not in my, I can't give, because he himself is not immortal. So then he said, I can't give that liberation. I cannot give that boon. So then what he did? He used so many permutation and combination. He tricked Brahma. As good as equal to, he thought, Hiranyakashipu thought, okay, he can live forever. Right? Now, just now we read, before starting Bhagavatam class, we read Shikshastakam. With the fourth verse. What was the fourth verse? Nadanam najanam nasundarim kavitamba jagadisha kamaye mamajanmane janmaneshware bhavatar bhaktir ahitiki tvaye. I don't want any wealth. I don't want any woman. I all want bhakti, devotional service, birth after birth. That is the difference between the devotee and materialistic people, the demons. Right? Hiranyakashipu is asking, he wanted to live forever without dying, without death. Whereas we people, devotees, we are praying, Lord, it doesn't matter how many births we take, it's all your wish. But whenever we take any birth, we should be devotee. And one next verse is also, Ashlishava Padatam Pinastumam. Is that the next one? No. Ayinandana Tanaja Kinkaram Patitamam Vishame Bhava Kupaya Tava Pada Pankaja Stita Duli Sadusam Vichinchaya. So what we are asking, lift me up from this material ocean, keep me as automate your lotus feet. So we are taking the shelter of lotus feet. We are trying to be under the shelter of Supreme. Right? But whereas these demons, they wanted to be superior. They wanted to be great. They wanted to control everything. That is the difference between the demons and devotees. Right? So this is what I wanted to compare. Similarly, there I've listed a few more. And the decoration, if you see, because purport also we have talked about people, the Hiranyakshara, and they are decorating their bodies and trying to present well, right? So if you see in our temple also, every day, not only all ISKCON temples, after Mangalarti, what we do? They close the curtains, they do, all the devotees and pujaris, they do decoration of the deities. They decorate Radha Gopinath, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Gauranitai, all the deities there, they nicely decorate. They spend almost 2 to 2.5 hours, right? So it's not for their sense gratification, it's for the pleasure of Lord. So whereas the demonic people, they go to various salons and the parlors and they spend hours together to increase their own beauty, right? So even we devotee also decorate, nicely get decorated. How we do? We take dhoti and kurta, we put tilak, we put kantrimala, we put shrika, and we do all the devotional. Whatever we do, we also decorate, but it will be for pleasing Lord, not for our sense gratification. Whereas demonic people, it is for their own gratification. And next one is the donations. Also we make some donations, right? So whenever any festival comes, many people, some people offer boga, some people do the garland, some people do many other options. They do so many ways people donate to the temple, right? So what they do, it's not to showcase that I'm so rich, I'm so great, right? The mood is to play for the pleasure of Lord, right? Yeah. So because in general, Prabhupada was mentioning in his purports, whatever in the grihasthas, whoever is earning, they should donate money to the temple. Some percent, I think 50% or something, I don't remember exactly, but that was Prabhupada's expectation. So whoever is working, they should donate to the temple, right? That is, and many people following that instruction strictly, and whatever way they within their capacity, whatever possible, they are donating, right? So the donations are coming to the temple. But now, same thing. If you, I tell you one example. I think it was a real thing. It happened in some temple. Somebody donated a fan in India. I think it was a very hot sign, and the person who donated the fan will have blades, right? On the blades, it was mentioned donated by so and so person. And one hot day in the temple, they wanted to switch on the fan. And the person there is a class was happening, and the person they wanted to switch on the fan, and somebody switched on the fan. Suddenly, the person who was donated also was sitting in the class and no, don't switch off. Switch on the fan. Why? Said the name is written. If you switch on the fan, you can't read the name. They donated by so and so. That was the mood materialistic people donate. Right? So this is what they compare the demonic people. See, the activities look same, but the mood is different. We are not donating to prove our richness or greatness, but we are following the Acharya's instructions, and we are trying to do the service to Lord. Whereas the demonic people in the society, they always look for their own name, fame, and they want to show richness, everything. Those are all the differences we can see. And we can see that food distribution also we do. Like we do food for life distribute. We every day we go to the new town and we distribute prasadam to the people. Our aim is to, as long as we give prasadam, at one stage they will turn towards Krishna. Though people who are taking prasadam, they don't know it is a prasadam, but the potency of prasadam, they will turn towards Krishna at one point of time. That was our expectation, right? But when the demonic people, the society, so-called demonic people, where does these all things, they wanted to prove their the greatness, right? I have donated to these many people. Then they will put it in the Facebook, Twitter, everywhere, social media. See, this is what I have done. This is what right? That is the mood. So the activity is same, but mood is different. So that's what we need to clear. We should be understanding who is devotee and who is demonic. Not just based on the acts, the qualities based on the qualities we should be able to differentiate who is divine person, who is a demonic person. And similarly, there are hard-working people. When we do hard work, like during the festival times, many people are having sleepless nights, preparing the boga or the decoration, right? And many services we devotees take part, and they do various services without having any sense gratification. But whereas the material people, they work very hard, like the people working in the companies, right? Including me, I'm also, so I'm not exception. So we work very hard in outside world for our job to get money and everything. But sometimes they don't spend time to come to the temple. They say, oh, I'm very busy. If you ask someone to come to the temple, what they say? Oh, sorry, I'm busy at work today, I can't come. Right? So sometimes people work so hard, even they don't even get time to eat. Right? So this is the demonic culture, the current society we are. So finally what happened? Their health will be deteriorated. Then what is the point in working hard, and when you are not able to utilize that money for yourself, what is the use? But whereas when we work hard for the pleasure of Krishna. Because in Bhagavad Gita, there is a verse, 5th chapter, I think it was. No, it's the 2nd chapter, 40th. Neha Bikrama Nasoste, Tatchavayina Vidyate, Swalpam Apiyasya Dharmasya, Trayato Mahato Bayat. Whatever activities we swalpa, what in the little amount of service we do, it will save you from Trayato Mahato Bayat, great fear in the material world. What is that fear in material world? Repeated birth and death. That is it's not like losing money, losing car. If I park something outside the roadway, clear way, if I park, I will get fine, 500. That is not the main fear. That is not if I if something car is outside, someone will hit the car. No, that is not the fear. What is the mean? If I have some money, bank, I lose money. If the bank, you invested some money somewhere, and if you are losing money due to some incident, that is okay. That is a fear, little bit, but that is not the greatest fear in the material world. The greatest fear in the material world is taking repeated birth and death. That is the greatest fear. So, whatever little activity, though people does, the material people do, demonic people in the society, they do the same thing. And the devotees, we do also do the same thing. But mood is different. The bhav is different. That's why Krishna is bhavagrahi janardana, right? So Krishna sees with what intention, with what mood you are doing. Not the external things. He sees your mood and intention, with what mood and what intention you are doing. That is called bhavagrahi janardana. He is a janardana, he goes with your bhava. So that is what we have to understand. Next, this material world is controlled by Krishna. Again, Krishna delegates to Durga Devi. Devi Yesha Gunamayu Mama Maya Duritaya, right? In the Bhagavad Gita. It is very hard to overcome this, get out of this material world. It was controlled by Durga. She will keep on poking us with her trident, right? So, it's very hard to control. So, this material world is controlled by Krishna. The in charge is goddess of Durga. Now, when you see the Vaikuntha, it's not controlled by anyone. It's sustained with the power of the opulence possessed by Vishnu. There are 6 opulences, right? What are those? Like strength, fame, wealth, beauty, and renown. These are all, that's why we call Bhagavan. Bhagavan who possesses these 6 opulences. With these 6 opulences, complete Vaikuntha planet is sustained. Where now, when it comes to Goloka, Goloka is not controlled by anyone. It was only sustained through the love of God. So all the the devotees in the Goloka, they exhibit the love towards Krishna. And Krishna reciprocate. How? Like Yashoda Maya is there, Nanda Maharaj is there, Gopi is there. There is all, where all the Madhurya, the way different rasas they exhibit with Krishna. So there is no such materialistic controlling kind of thing is not there in Goloka. It's all through the mutual exchange of love between devotees and Lord. That is the key thing in Goloka. So that's why people, they don't try to leave Krishna. Because the one pastime it is mentioned in the connection to Krishna's, why people don't want to leave Krishna. It is so sweet. Krishna is so sweet, and the relation between the Krishna and devotee is so sweet, they don't want to miss that relation. So there is one nice pastime. I think most of you heard this pastime previously, but in connection to this topic, we will revisit the pastime. Like when Krishna was in Dwaraka, one Brahmana came to the Krishna. So when his wife gave birth to a boy, and he was died immediately. He died, and then he came to the Krishna and in the courtyard of Krishna, then Dwaraka, and all the king and everybody is there. Krishna, everyone is there. They said generally no one should die unless it is an old age. That's if the people are dying due to some reason, means there is something problem with the ruling kingdom. So there is some problem with the king. So then he told the same thing and he went. So after some time again he got a second birth to say the wife gave birth to Brahmana's wife, gave to second child, and that second child also died. So like it's keep on happening. Every time he was coming and chastising all the Krishna and all the other assembled soldiers in the Dwaraka. And finally, once time, Arjuna was present. Arjuna was there in that court, and he saw that everybody is the Brahmana is chastising all these people, but then Arjuna is a Kshatriya. He is seeing first time, so he was thinking that why everybody is silent. But Arjuna told that okay, this time I am there. I will protect your son. Nothing will happen. So then what he did? He arranged all the security, like when the wife was ready for delivery, so Brahmana's wife was ready for delivery, then he tried to keep all with all the weapons, all the arrows, bow, and he arranged some closed area so that no one can enter into the space. And finally, when the child took birth, he cried little bit, and all the arrows, everything, whatever he made, everything disappeared. And the child again died. So this time Brahmana, so I said, Brahmana, I thought you are a great warrior, Kshatriya, you will protect my son, but you couldn't protect him. Then Arjuna was very disappointed. He couldn't fulfill your promise. He couldn't. So then he was about to die. Then Krishna came. Krishna took him in the chariot, it's Krishna's chariot. They went all the way. They crossed all the material world, all the outer layers, and finally entered into the Vaikuntha. Vishnu was there. And Vishnu was there. All the baby who died was there near Vishnu. Then Vishnu was telling the thing. The reason is why he did all this Leela. Vishnu wanted to take darshan of Krishna. In a normal sense, Krishna has to give permission to everyone to take his darshan. So Krishna is there in the material world, he is performing his Leela, and Vishnu cannot directly go and see. And so he doesn't have any opportunity to see the Krishna's darshan. So then he made this Leela so that he would get a darshan of Krishna. So that is even Vishnu was eager to see the darshan of Krishna. That is the sweetness of Krishna. That is the potency of Krishna. So this is what in relation to sweetness we can understand. So even Vishnu in the Vaikuntha wanted to very eager to see Krishna. So the same thing in the Goloka, whoever is there, they don't want to miss the Krishna's association. They wanted to have Krishna's association forever. So, but in the material world, it's completely controlled by Durga. We don't have any that kind of opportunities. So in the Vaikuntha, it's a different again. It is not with the love, it's with the the opulence. So these are all various differences we have between the material world and spiritual world. So we can understand. Now, okay, it's good. We understood the qualities of the material world. How people behave in the material world. Is that enough? Right? If the same thing, if we understand up to this point, if we don't do anything next, it will be incomplete. Let's assume if the Prabhupada was thinking the same, like he was in Vrindavan, he was chanting was nice, he's doing his sadhana nicely. At the age of 70, he doesn't need to go to US, but America, right? But still, he took the pain and he went for preaching, and because of him, now we are all sitting here glorifying Krishna and Bhagavatam, right? Otherwise, we would have been doing something else, material thing. So, it's not like what we need to take that message. Understanding this philosophy, it's a like shiksha from this verse is we should in the beginning of the discussion we did auspicious example, how we can bring auspiciousness to this material world, right? By bringing the holy name, by bringing we can bring the auspiciousness, right? Like if you see the pastime from the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like the Jagai Madai. Jagai Madai is like the Naradama, we heard the verse, like the lowest among the mankind. They are all bad qualities. Whatever you name, they have all the bad qualities. But what happened? By mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they got liberated. Right? So, it's not like we understand it. So material world is full of miseries and so many people have demonic qualities. But that is not, the purpose is not to just understand. The next level of action also we should think about it. So, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he did? He delivered Jagai Madai, who is lowest of Naradama, like the lowest among human beings. And not only that, when he was going to the Jharkhand forest, he was doing Harinam. There are so many wild animals. They are also dancing. When he is singing and chanting the holy name, all the animals also chanting and dancing. So definitely those animals will be liberated. And I remember one of the same pastimes from Gauranga book. In the childhood times, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name was Nimai, right? So he wanted to have a puppy at his house. And he found one puppy on the road, a small dog, and he took that dog into his house, and he hugged the dog. He took care of the dog very nicely. But after some time, the dog died, left the body. So that Maharaj was telling the dog also got liberated. So even animals are getting the opportunity to liberate, and the lowest among mankind were having the liberation by mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we saw the example of Prabhupada. In the age of 70, he went to the America and he converted all the hippies, druggists, melichas into devotees. So we also should say, yes, the material world is full of miseries and demonic people. We need to provide this, whatever treasure we have, like holy name, book distribution, prasadam distribution, to all these things, though they don't know, these are all valuable things. But when it goes to them, down the line, Krishna will help arrange somehow Krishna's will, they will turn it towards God. So that is what I wanted to convey the message. So I will stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Any? Yes, Prabhuji. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why the planets are being, some of the planets are, Prabhu, it could be related to some Jyotisha Shastra, we can understand more better. But in the devotional perspective, I am not very sure. It's from the Jyotish Shastra we can understand which star, which planet is in which position. Based on the different positions of the planet, they will derive the auspicious or inauspicious thing. That much I know. But but we need to, it's not directly specific, devotional specific, we cannot explain. But maybe through Jyotisha Shastra, we can understand that. Yeah. Yeah. So, Prabhu, my understanding, see this, the complete world, it is a complete universe, we can see, right? Universe will have higher planets. Just it's my understanding based on why and universe will have higher planet, like 14 planetary system. Top one is heavenly planets, middle one is Earth, and the lower one is hellish planets, right? So when he is trying to refer, in the top planets, demigods will be there, right? So that could be one of the reasons, my understanding, the demigods and the divine quality. On the Earth planet, we have divine qualities, right? So combining everyone using the single, it could be my understanding, demigod. He's referring to demigod word, but it can be applicable to planet in higher planet, demigods, as well as people in the earthly planet as well. That's what my... Because see, Brahma is there. Brahma is the creator, like he's also God. He's preaching many people, and through Brahma's succession only we got this thing, right? The disciplic succession of Brahma to Narada and everyone. So he's also trying to uplift the source. That is the disciplic succession we follow, right? Brahma, Madhava, Gaudiya, Vaishnava, Sampradaya. So Brahma, the different various, like if you see the Shiva is also, there are 4 authorized things, right? Shiva, Lakshmi, and 4 Kumaras, various authors, there are 4 bona fide Sampradayas. So all these are coming through Brahma and various people. Like Shiva is another Rudra Sampradaya. It is an also bona fide Sampradaya. So they're all preaching. That's why they are trying to uplift the society. Yeah. So, Prabhu, I think my understanding is they will have they are they did so much tapasya, so much austerity they did. So definitely they will be having some mystic powers through which they can do all these things, right? Yeah, whenever I think that could be the reason. Otherwise, yeah, we can't take directly the literal meaning, but inside that's what. Yeah. So definitely there will be some mystic powers, yogic powers, through which they will do all these things. When they are fighting, they have depending on situation, they will change their position and the size, everything. They'll make it different. That's my understanding. Prabhu. Anything else? Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.